So hello everyone. What we're gonna do today is me and Michaela is gonna read about the Bible. Lift the flap Bible. So
Yeah.
you ready, Michaela?
Yeah.
So we're gonna start reading. It's about the creation from Genesis chapter 1 to 2. In the beginning, the world was like a beautiful garden. God filled the garden with life. He made animals that played together. He made birds that sang songs to him. And best of all, he made Adam and Eve so he could love them with all his heart. And that's how it was when the world was young. Everything was beautiful and good. So where's Adam and Eve?
This is Anna and Eve.
Adam, this is Adam. Adam, the guy, and Eve is the girl.
This
Yeah, Eve. So a new beginning. Guess who built the floating zoo, Michaela? Guess who built the floating zoo?
Noah.
Noah did. Cause why?
Because Jesus told
That's right. Jesus told Noah. God said, Noah, the world isn't good anymore. I'm sending a flood to wash it clean. You build a boat. I'll tell the animals, and I'll look after you all. The rains came, the flood passed. At last, Noah's boat landed. God had kept his promise. Come out, everyone, God said. It was a wonderful new beginning. So this is the floating zoo, and everyone in the boats are safe. All the animals. These are the floating zoo, the big boat.
it's a floating soup.
Yeah.
Floating soup, floating soup.
Yeah, all the animals
Floating soup.
are inside the zoo, the boat.
A floating soup.
Now the next one, God to the rescue. God's people were slaves to a mean king named Pharaoh. They were sad, but God had a plan. He sent Moses to make Pharaoh set his people free. But Pharaoh let them go. But in the end he changed his mind and chased after them. The Red Sea stretched in front of Pharaoh's chariots were behind. There was no way out, Moses said. God will make a way out, and God did. He opened up the Red Sea, and his people walked across on dry land. They were free. So this is the Red Sea, right?
A red sea.
Oh, this is the Red Sea.
A red.
And people, God made it open. God opened the Red Sea so people can walk across on the dry land. So this is the Red Sea. So God is so powerful, right?
We can walk over
Yeah,
sea.
people, yeah. And then the little David.
David.
God's people, this is David, and this is Goliath, the giant.
Goliath. A giant.
So God's people were frightened. Goliath was a scary giant and he wanted to fight them. David was a little boy. So this is David, and the big giant is Goliath.
Goliath. He dead.
David was a little boy. I may be small, he shouted, but God will fight for me. The giant peered down and laughed.
This is God.
David threw a stone.
This is God.
It hit Goliath and crushed. He fell down. Goliath was defeated with one smooth stone, one small boy, and one very great God. So guess who won? David won. David. Why?
Because he won the
David won because God fought for David.
race.
Oh. So Jonah says no. When God said go, Jonah said no. Jonah tried to run away, so God sent a storm after him.
Where?
This is the storm. The storm because Jonah didn't listen to God, to Jesus. So Jesus sent the storm after him.
He didn't listen.
Yeah. So Jonah told the
Why?
sailors, "It's my fault. Throw me overboard." And they did. So God sent a big fish to rescue Jonah.
Oh, this is
Jonah
so
lived
cool.
inside a fish for 3 days until the fish spat him out onto a beach. Jonah was sorry. Next time when God said go, what do you think Jonah said? Jonah said the first time no, right?
Yeah.
So Jesus sent a storm after Jonah. And guess what? Jonah lived inside the big fish for 3 days
Why?
until the fish spat him out into the beach.
Why?
But Jonah felt sorry. Jonah was sorry. And next time when God said go, what did Jonah said? Yes, I will.
Yes, I will.
So a precious gift. God wanted to show people.
Jesus take a wheel.
Jesus take the wheel. God wanted to show people how much He loved them. From the very beginning, He had a plan. He was going to give them a precious gift. He chose a young girl whose name was Mary to have a little baby. The little baby was God's own son.
This is a little
His
baby.
name was Jesus, which means God has come down to live with us. He was the best gift of all. So this is baby Jesus.
This is a Jesus too.
That's the sheep.
This is so
baby
sheep.
Jesus.
Hi, little sheep.
Next,
A little boy.
yeah, little boy, and this is
Where did
Mary and
little
Joseph.
Where did little boy come from?
So through the roof.
Through the roof?
Yeah,
He said through the roof.
through the roof.
Through the roof.
People came to Jesus for help. Once 4 men brought their friend who couldn't walk. But there were so many people they could not get close to Jesus. So they climbed onto the roof and made a hole, and down came their friend. Jesus saw him and said, "Be well." Guess
well?
what that man did? He
What?
stood up and step. He walked. Jesus is so powerful. This man right here,
What?
he started walking because Jesus said, "Be well."
Be well?
Yeah, be well means be healed.
Where's the
You're
well?
healed.
Where's the Jesus?
Jesus is right here.
Where? Right here, right here, right here, right here. Oh, right here.
Jesus.
Oh, right here.
Jesus.
Jesus?
And
What's he say?
the man is already walking because Jesus said, "Be healed, be well." Next is a little boy's lunch.
Lunch?
People love to listen to Jesus.
Listen to Jesus?
A large crowd had listened all day, and now they were very hungry. Jesus' friends wanted to send them home to eat, but Jesus said, "You can't feed them. We only have one boy's lunch." Jesus' friends said, "It's not enough." Jesus knew that didn't matter. He knew God would make it enough. He took the boys 5 loaves and 2 fish and thanked God. Suddenly, there was plenty of food. Everyone ate until they were full. There were even leftovers. Isn't it amazing?
Yes!
Yeah, there were a lot of people, but they only have 5 loaves of bread and 2
1,
fish.
2, 3,
But
4,
everybody was full.
Why he full?
The Good Shepherd. Jesus said God is like a good shepherd and people are like his sheep. The Good Shepherd loves his sheep.
That's right.
If one sheep
found the
wanders away and gets
I found the
lost,
sheep, Mom.
the shepherd leaves all the others. and goes out to look for him. He looks and looks. All day and all night he looks. He doesn't stop looking until he finds his little sheep and carries him home safely on his shoulders, singing all the way. So where's the sheep? Bah!
Oh,
Munch, munch. So what is in here?
I don't know. A bear
A bear.
and
Crunch, crunch.
a squirrel
Squirrel.
and I don't know. A cheetah or something?
I don't know. Looks like a hippo.
Maybe a crocodile.
Crocodile, that's right. A scary storm.
Storm?
A scary storm was coming. Jesus' friends were afraid. The wind was howling, the waves were crashing, their boat was very small, and Jesus was asleep. "Wake up!" they screamed. We're going to drown." "Why are you afraid?" Jesus asked. Then he spoke to the wind and the waves. "Be still," he said. The wind and the waves listened to Jesus. Suddenly, the lake became quiet and still, smooth like glass. So Jesus is so powerful that he asked the wind and the waves to be still, and they did still. They
Be
were
still, be still.
smooth. So smooth, yeah.
Be still, be still.
The silly and clever builders. Jesus told a story about two builders.
Two builders?
One was a silly builder. He was like people who don't do what Jesus says. He built his house on sand because it was easier, but when it rained, his house was washed away. The other was a clever builder. He was like people who do what Jesus says. He built his house on rock, even though it was harder. When the rain came, he was safe. His house stood firm, solid as a rock. So which house is solid like a rock? That one. That's right, because he built it on a rock.
Of the tight.
Yeah, and his house,
Broken.
yeah, and it washed away.
Yeah. Of the rain, of the thunder. I'm sorry.
Walking on top of the water.
This is Jesus. This is Jesus. Jesus.
So walking on top of the water. One night, Jesus' friends thought they'd seen a ghost, but it was Jesus walking on top of the water. "Come on, Peter," Jesus said. Peter looked at Jesus, climbed out of the boat, and began to walk. Suddenly, Peter realized he was walking on water. It frightened him and he started to sink. Right away, Jesus caught him. "You don't ever need to be afraid, Peter," Jesus said. So this is Jesus, and Jesus rescued Peter, and Jesus said, "You don't have to be afraid, Peter." So, Michaela, you don't have to be afraid, right?
Yeah.
Because Jesus will be there to rescue you, to guide you.
To guide me.
Yeah.
And I'm then stuck. I'm kind of stuck. And Jesus will rescue me.
Yes. Jesus will help you. He will send an angel to rescue you.
Send an angel.
God's special
But
plan.
help me. I'm stuck. I'm still stuck. I'm still stuck.
Yeah, and Jesus will help people. Will send the people to help you.
Soup, Mommy, Ethan, Daddy.
So God's special plan. Jesus knew he would die. It was alright. God planned it long ago. Jesus would take the blame for every wrong thing anyone had ever done.
Ava.
The soldiers killed Jesus on a cross.
This
They put his body in a tomb and rolled a stone in front. But God's special plan hadn't ended. God sent an earthquake and an angel. The guards fainted. The stone rolled away. Jesus' friend visited the tomb. It was empty. Mary, a man, said it was Jesus. He was alive again. So thank you guys for watching.
Thank you guys for watching. Dun, dun, dun. I got nail polish. I painted.
Show them your nail polish. When did you paint your nail?
At my home.
When?
Right now.
Thank you. I hope you guys enjoyed our reading. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Say bye.
Bye. Just one more.